Hey fam, Shabbat Shalom. I wanted to talk about something very important, which most of my topics are important. I don't come on here wasting time talking nonsense. Our babies are in danger in so many ways, family. And it's not the time to get lackadaisical as far as protecting them is concerned. I heard the most disturbing story the other day, and I know it's one of very many, but a little 6-year-old black boy was being molested on the school bus by the older children. We don't only have to worry about adults being victimizers. Children are victimizers as well. And it's so scary and it's so sad because we don't know what's going on in other people's homes, and children are being abused and introduced to things that they should not be when they're very young. And then when your children are amongst them, and your children may be innocent because you might just be the parent that protects your children and don't allow them to have iPods and iPads where they can get on and get caught up in all kind of madness, nor do you let them watch anything that's not G-rated. And so they might be coming from a home where they're really innocent and they're pure. But a lot of children are not, because unfortunately the way people run their homes, children know way more than they should. And it's being acted out on the innocent. I was so disgusted. First of all, I'm disgusted with the Board of Education and the lack of funding to keep our children safe. These buses don't have matrons on them. It is insane. It should be a requirement for them to even have two. But they don't want to pay these people. So they got the children riding the bus, buck wilding, while the man or woman who's driving the bus has to make sure the road is safe and make sure they get the kids to the destination safely. They cannot watch the road and watch the children. Why hasn't somebody figured that out? There should be some protesting in these schools that have school buses picking up our children. See, I don't have school-age children anymore, but my grandchildren who live in Pennsylvania, they just started school and they started going to school on the bus this year. And it frightened me. I said to my daughter, they gotta take the bus. She was like, well, Ma, they do. And it frightens me. I don't even want them on these buses. But nevertheless, you know, we have to do what we gotta do in life, and so they're taking the bus. So I'm telling her, please talk to my grandbabies. Let them know everything I told y'all when y'all were little. Your private areas are not to be touched. And so a lot of times we're on the lookout for the adults. But I told her that she needs to install in them that with the people they're playing with, their cousins, their friends, you got to be mindful of those children too, because children come up with little games that are sexual, and because you like the other child, you think you're just playing, you don't know any better. But then they're introducing you to sexual things. So I told her, you're going to have to let them know. I said, because they have to protect themselves, because you're not with them all the time. And open communication with your children is a must, family. I started that when my children started daycare. No lie. What happened at school today? And you know children love to talk. So they told me blow by blow what happened each day. And they kept that up well into high school. Funny thing is, even when they started working, they would come home and tell me what happened at work, because I established that with them very early. I had, you know, my mom was very overprotective of me because she had some things happen to her. So she was like, not my baby. I was her first and her only daughter. She has 2 sons after me, my 2 brothers. But she was very overprotective of me. And that meant a lot to me, and I remembered it. And so I did the same for my daughters, because I understand what kind of world we're living in. And you can't be too careful. The little 6-year-old boy riding the bus being molested, you know, by children. And I know they may not have a whole lot of buses to bus each age group of children. I don't know what it's like, but I feel like they spend money on things that are not important. But something like our babies and their safety, they need to be separated from older kids. And I remember under the comment when it was talked about on a website, a bus driver said, that could never happen on my bus. I don't know what it's like. I'm not a bus driver. I don't know what that's like. But I would think that all the crazy stuff that's going on the road, your focus is going to be on that. So you won't end up in a ditch with everybody's children. So I don't know how you can focus on the road and focus on the children on the bus at the same time. It's an impossibility as far as I'm concerned, because children need your full attention and the road needs your full attention. One person can't do that. Can't have one eye in the back of your head and one on the road. So I'm not understanding why the Board of Ed is leaving our children out to dry like that. Parents need to protest. Y'all better do something about that. If your children are taking the bus and they don't have a matron, y'all better get together and rally together against the system and say, listen, our children got to get on this bus and be safe. And if something happens to my child, I'm holding y'all responsible. The Board of Ed need to be held responsible for that. A 6-year-old little black boy. Color don't matter, but it happened to a black boy. That's his first sexual experience. So this is what's going to turn him that way, because that's what he was introduced to. You see what I'm saying? How these things are going on with our children? It just breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. All the abuse. Parents, you got to do better too. Mind your children. Pay attention to your babies. It's unfortunate that he didn't come home and tell his mom, but sometimes children get scared. Sometimes the kids threaten him. They may tell him anything. If he's 6, he's scared to death. Just so happened the bus driver saw some movement going on and pulled the bus over. The boy's pants were down when he got to the back of the bus. He or she, because I can't remember which. I was so disgusted and sickened. I'm like, these children know to pull another child's pants down and into that boy. They would have been doing this to this boy for a while. That was not the first time. I can't imagine being that child's mother. I would have lost my ever-loving mind. I'm hot right now just talking about it. I'm hot. Like, I really feel steam coming out my ears right now. It's crazy. I don't understand, So much is going on. And another thing I want to warn y'all to look out for, family gatherings. Family gatherings where the adults are getting drunk and high and the children are sent upstairs in a room somewhere. I know somebody personally who said her daughter was molested, put an object in her daughter, her bigger cousin, a female cousin. It doesn't matter who they are, family. You better watch your children closely. They are our most prized possession. You can't take your eye off of them. We live in a sick world. And it doesn't matter if it's your niece, their little cousins, because children are getting abused as well. And so they become abusers. They're accustomed to it. They're used to it. It's sad. It is a sad state. Y'all better watch your babies better. I'm telling you. Because they're going to be ruined for a long time, for a lifetime. It's going to be something that sticks with them. And we can heal through anything, but that kind of devastation and trauma is something that you carry. And if you can prevent it, family. I know it's hard because the way life is set up, we have to go to work, children are in daycare, children are in school, and we don't have money to survive if we don't get out. So a lot of times you gotta leave your child with somebody, but it is so risky. In a perfect world, mothers would be raising and teaching our children at home. In a perfect world, everybody in their homes will be protective and loving of their children, teaching them the right thing in a perfect world. But unfortunately, we do not live in a perfect world, family. Please watch your babies. Protect your babies from grown folk and the children, other children. Don't leave them spending the night at everybody's house. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Predators live in our homes. A lot of people have perverts in their homes. The uncles and grandfathers are perverts. A lot of the fathers are perverts. Some women are perverts. It is just disgusting. It's disgusting. Watch your babies, family. Watch your babies with all your might. Watch them. Peace, love, and blessings to you.